Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ebu and this is your first time of seeing my beautiful face. You are so welcome. I do videos about faith, food, fun and finance. Yes. See, if you have not subscribed, please take 1 minute to click the subscribe button. It takes nothing from you. Don't forget to share this video, like and comment in the comment section. Today we are talking about money. Money. I feel like today is a very good day to talk about money for two reasons. Number one, we are resetting our tax year in England. So in England, our tax year starts from April the 6th to April the 5th every year. And as you know, with new tax years, come new things that are happening in the world or in the land of the queen. Or is it king now? And I feel like it's just very essential to talk about money because some of us, some of you, some of us need to really sit down and strategize on how we are going to manage our money in this tax year, because it's like the England government does not want us to become richer, but let's just leave that word where it belongs. Anyway, a lot of us may feel like we are earning more money but we are saving less. I say, oh, my salary has gone up in the last 1 year, I've gotten promoted, congratulations, I got a new job, congratulations. They gave me my yearly. So in England, they do this thing where every year they increase your salary based on inflation, depending on what your depending on what your company gave you. Congratulations. And then you're like, I have some more money, but like my savings have reduced. I'm going to be telling you why this has happened, first of all, before we dive into how to manage our money. First of all, the reason why this has happened, or why you feel like you're earning more money but you're actually saving less, is because things have gone up. See, I don't even need to tell anybody in the world that things have gone up. Wherever you live in the world, I don't think there's any country that can say our standard of living has gone down. If there is, please tell me, because maybe I should be moving to that country. Because in Nigeria, in England, in America, in Canada, things have become more expensive. The cost of living has become more expensive. Food is more expensive. Normal bills are more expensive. Your electricity, your water, and things like that. So for that reason, even though you may think you are earning more money, you may not really be, because by the time you balance your salary increment to your cost increments, this one is higher than this one. And for that reason, you are not really having any more, or you don't have any extra wiggle room to save the extra money you think you are earning. Number two, in England, for example, they have told people to start coming to the office more. So you may think that you have gotten an increment in your salary. However, your cost of going to the office has, and therefore the extra money you think that you are earning actually is going into transportation. Did you think about that when you were taking that new job? Maybe you should have. Another reason why you may think that, oh, if I earn more but I save less, is because your family has grown bigger. So congrats to all the people who have had babies in the last 1 year. Very, very happy for you. I'm sure maybe some of you are back from maternity and you are like, Ebu, hey, are babies this expensive? Yes, they are. They eat. They need to be clothed. They grow out of their clothes very quickly. So as your family has increased, so has your bills. Maybe you did not know that. Let me tell you. That might be another reason why you may think, oh, I'm earning more, but actually the extra I thought I was earning that I would throw into my savings is not really happening. Anyway, there are many other reasons, and I'm sure most of us know the reasons why. But let's just throw that by the wayside while we discuss actually how to save more in this tax year. Because there are tricks and there are tips. And I'm going to be laying all of them down with a hammer. Anyway, people should ignore me. I'm very excited this morning. So, the first thing I would say is, what do you actually earn? When you ask people what do they earn, some people do not know. And you'll be looking at me and say, but everybody knows their salary. No, some people don't know their salary. And let me tell you why. You may assume that, oh, at the end of every, now I'm going to use a round figure. At the end of every month, I take back 2005 as my income. in pound sterling. Please, I'm using pound sterling for an example. For example, oh, I take back 2005. Oh, but my income is 2005, and that's where I start deducting things from. Your income is not 2005. No, it's not. Because by the time you receive 2005 in your bank account, if you are a Christian, you probably have paid tithes. £250. If you are a Christian, you probably pay offering in church every Sunday. You have 4 to 5 Sundays every month. Depending on what you pay between a minimum of, let's say you pay £5 every week. So a minimum of £20 to as high as whatever you want to. And that money has... So first of all, what is your take home after these expenses? That is your salary. Let's start from there. So please, in case you do not know, in fact, let me tell you with my glasses off, your salary is after your tithe and your offering. Let me tell you, just because some of you do not, you don't know. Though you pay these things, you do not really realize that is when you start calculating your bills or your savings from. Anyway, I've told you. So I said you first need to know what your salary is, and after you have gotten your net salary, so not your take home, your net. And I know it sounds weird, but that's what I call it. You have your take home and then you have your net. Your net is after like tithes and offering, because please. Then you have an income. So first of all, the reason why people don't save, I said, is because they don't know what they take home. Another reason why people don't save properly or don't manage their money properly, it's not even really about savings, managing their money properly, is because they don't know what their costs are. So in the description bar, I'm going to share an Excel spreadsheet with a number of things that are like the standard things that we use as cost in England. And I'm sure that if you live in Nigeria, you can also like take some things out of this link or out of this spreadsheet. See, you need to download this spreadsheet and use it, because I really don't know how to advise anybody else. When you say, oh, I know my income, my ingoings and my outgoings, I say, I know it's in my head. I'm happy for you. You must really, really be smart, because I'm sorry, I have an Excel spreadsheet and I have a tool that I use. There are many tools that they use. There are many apps that people use, but I use Excel because I can manage it, I can control it, I can edit it. It is my tool, it is what I use, and I'm comfortable with it. So you can download this spreadsheet if you want. It's free, there's nothing, honestly. Or you can pay for an app online, or I'm sure there's some free apps as well. But as I said, I don't use those. So this app or this Excel spreadsheet will help you to actually know what your outgoings are. So, e.g., what you pay for food, what you pay for electricity, what you pay for all those good stuff, and then it helps you to budget. Now, in England, when we pay bills every 3 months, of course, you do not know exactly what you're going to be paying at the end of the 3 months. But what I do in my own spreadsheet is that I put a fixed amount based on what my outgoings have been in the last year. So this Excel spreadsheet, I update it as frequently as I can. Normally I update it before every tax year, because I have more content about what my costs are actually going to be. So I recently just did an update on this spreadsheet. See, I will not be releasing my own salary and my own figures in this spreadsheet. You have to do that yourself. And how do you fill these documents? See, let's be honest, savings and managing money is work. And you need to put in the time to do it. So let me advise you, this Friday or this Saturday or any day you feel that you are free in the week, sit down and download your bank statement for the last 3 months. Now, for people in Nigeria, I would say download your bank statements. But if you live in England, many apps, your bank apps tell you what your spends are and break down your spends for you. They break it down into groceries, because they of course know the stores that are food named, and then they tell you how much you have spent on food in the last 1 month, and then you can look at the last 3 months to give yourself an estimate. How do you do this? Take March, February and January's monthly spends and do an average and use it for your budgeting tool. See, the reason why I advise you do this is that a lot of us assume, or feel like, oh, I spend £150 on food every month, I spend £100 on food, I spend £300 on food. But actually this is a lie, because you spend far above that. And the reason why you do not know what you spend is because you have actually never checked. Please go and check. Go and check. In fact, I am even willing to nominate myself in case you need me to help you to create a budget. I am happy to help you do this. However, I will charge you a fee because my time is very expensive. I'm trying to wink. I realize I don't know how to wink. Anyway, so I advise you to use your bank statements or your bank apps to tell you what you actually spend, and then use that for your budget. Another thing I would say is that when you see your budget or when you see what your bank app has told you, plan with that figure. A lot of us like to tell ourselves that, oh no, I'm going to cut down on saving this, I'm going to cut down on saving this, I'm not going to spend this much next month. No, don't do that. Let's not do that. The best thing we can do is start with what the budget is and then remove money from that budget. So for example, the budget is £300 for food every month and you are like, oh my god, how come we are spending this in this house? Okay, put £300 in the tool, no problem. And then when it's time for savings, take out £50 of that money or £20 of that money and put into a savings pot. It helps you to literally reduce how much you spend on feeding, because once your £280 finishes, there's nothing you can do. Or kind of helps you to budget realistically, in the sense that you now say, oh, I don't really have £300, I have 250 or 280, depending on how much you want to cut down by. And then you divide the 250 or 80 by the number of weeks and you strategically plan with that. See, by the way, I know some of you will be watching the video and say, hey, who spends this amount in their house? You'll be surprised that people spend far above this. Anyway, I'm just telling you the reality. So please plan with reality. Don't say, I'm going to cut the budget first. No, I'm going to put that my feeding is £100 when I know I actually spent 300. No, you're not gonna do it. So please plan with reality. Another thing I would say is that you need to follow the very simple rule, and I know this is a hard rule to follow. I don't follow this rule. However, I am very close to the rule. It is the 50-30-20 rule. It says 50% of your money should be spent on your needs. What are needs? Things you cannot live without. Food, housing, in that case bills, and when I mean bills, electricity and water, and then clothing. 30% should be spent on your wants. This one, in fact, I don't even understand why we're spending 30% on wants. But what are wants? Car bills. And why I put car under wants, my sister is the one that will come and attack me when she watches this video, is because people survive without cars. So let's put it under wants. Things that are not essential. Now see, if you need your car to drive to work, it has become a need. So you need to kind of plan accordingly. And then 20% on savings. Now, somebody say, Ebu, by the time I look at my salary and I spend, I'm spending like 70% on my needs. I really cannot put 20% in my savings. That's all well and good. But my point is that you need to have a structure. And whatever structure works for you in this moment, you can always grow to get to the budgeting rule that the world has. Now, the 50-30-20 rule is not compulsory. It is not, if I don't do this, I'm gonna die. No. But it's a rule that actually would help. Another thing I'm gonna say is that use your ISA. See, I currently use Moneybox for my ISA, and I would suggest that we all use our ISAs. The ISA limit will be ending tomorrow on Saturday the 5th, so which is the day this video will come out. So actually, if you have not put money into the ISA, you can as well put it. There's a 20k limit, as you all know, so utilize it. I think the interest rate in Money Box is about 4.5%. I'll correct myself if I'm wrong, but utilize your ISA. It is tax-free interest. But if you don't have an ISA with Money Box, you can use Money Box, or you can use any one that you want. As I said, I'm not really advertising for any company. I would say also save towards a goal. One of the things people struggle with is that they just say they are saving. And as much as it's lovely to save, when you save towards a goal, oh, I want to save £2,000, I want to save $2,000, I want to save 500k in Naira. The more you see your grow, the more you see yourself get towards that goal, the happier you kind of are. And I would always say reward yourself when you get to your goal. Now, don't go and reward yourself with the whole money that you saved, because of course that's not wisdom. But reward yourself with a little this or a little that when you meet landmark goals that you have set. I hope all these tips help you with managing your money. I know that this video has been really long, but see, watch every bit of it because you need it. It's gonna help you. And if you want me to share more things about saving, managing money, investing, please comment in the comment section, and I'm sure I'll be happy and willing to help you do all of that. I'll see you guys in my next one. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and have a lovely weekend. Bye.